Supergirl is at its best when it's dealing with interpersonal problems, and a great flashback to when they were kids, when they first started to get to know each other, and how sisters became sisters, was a great interpersonal story.
Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing
Midvale, Episode 6 of Supergirl. Alright, so if you were looking for Supergirl, you're tuned into the wrong show this week. Because as we all unpack this, we're going to learn that this is all about how she became Kara Danvers, and how she put her powers away before the first episode made her bring them back out. It was an interesting take and a nice spin on how to do a flashback. For those of you that don't know, what I do here is I tell stories, I pull stories apart, I look into the hows and the whys of them. And of course, I just review good stories as they come up, movies, TV shows, books. If that sounds interesting to you, click that subscribe button and join our little community. For now, we're going to be talking about the family that stays together, and the fact that, well, they're not really the Kryptonian family that she knew. They have become the family that raised her, the one that made her Kara. And I think it's interesting because as much as it was entirely in the past, it also gives us an insight into what Rain must have gone through when she came to Earth, and the fact that she also had something similar go through her life. Before we get into specifics, let's throw this up there.
So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time.
So Krypton exploded, and baby Superman was rocketed to Earth. But so was teenager Kara. And remember, she knew Krypton. So when she got adopted here on Earth years later, it was at Midvale, which is a throwback to the comic books. And she had to then find her way in a world that just was not her own. One where she was the outcast because she didn't understand all those things we take for granted, even though she was smart and probably really good at math. She didn't really understand the history or any of the interpersonal ways that people did things. And of course, this was showcased mostly by her lack of a relationship with Alex. Now, that's interesting because, of course, up till now, all we've seen from the two of them is how they're like the world's greatest sisters, and they do everything together. But that relationship had to come from somewhere, and this is the episode that's revealing it. Now, the interesting part is that Kara grew up without friends. Now, I want you to think about how she latched on to Lena Luthor. There's a pretty good reason why she doesn't have friends. She's the other. She's different. Lena Luthor is her only real attachment. Well, and Jimmy and Wynn, basically Team Supergirl. The plot itself was relatively generic. It was just a murder mystery that ended up involving the two kids. Although I did like the little cameo. Good old Martian Manhunter came to the rescue to try to convince Kara not to use her powers. However, it's a good thing she didn't listen to him then, and sometimes she doesn't listen to him now, or else this scene never would have happened because her sister would have died. Now, of all the scenes that were powerful, and there were a couple, I really liked the fact that she had the boyfriend that she didn't quite get to kiss before he died. I liked a lot of it. I even liked the bully that was a relatively normal bully, because in a perfect family environment like we've seen so far, there's just so much that they could have done to make it cookie cutter, and so much of Superman's life normally is. This was a very cool, it reminded me of Smallville episode. However, like I said, the one scene that really blew me away was when Alex was at gunpoint and was calm, cool, and collective. There is someone coming here, someone that can hear every word I say, every breath I take, every breath you take. Can you feel it? She's coming for you. That was so beautifully badass. I totally called the fact that she's one half of Batman for Kara's Superman. But I really enjoyed this. This is probably the best episode of the season. Solid gold easily. But what did you think? Let me know down in the comments below. As I'm recording this, I'm already up to 72 subscribers, and as such, I'm getting ready to run a contest once I hit 100. So now would be a great time to subscribe, because only subscribers will be in for it. And of course, if you liked what I had to say, click that like and share button, because it really helps the community grow, and I'd love to grow this community. One to where we could talk about all the hows and the whys of stories, as I enjoy my superhero and my sci-fi stuff, and as I walk through the heart of the stories we tell. I hope you have a good night, and thanks for watching.